Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk outdoors every Saturday morning. In fact, right in the middle, right the Saturday that we do is the big show here in Memphis, the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman's Expo. That will be our 18th anniversary show on that August the 10th. That's hard to believe. We've been on the air 18 years in Memphis. That's a long time. I think it's the longest show running right now. Some people have been celebrating 10 years. We've been here 18 years. And we've had a lot of guests over these 18 years, but I'm really excited about this next young man. And I can call him not young because I've been around forever. And we've kept Brian Rowan over just for this segment because Brian is with Mid-South Media, the group, and they're the folks that are putting on the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman's Expo on August 9th to 11th at the Agri Center. Of course, our co-hosts today are my good friend Gene Smith, who is taught more than 20,000 students hunter education in the Memphis area here over his career. And, Gene, thank you for coming.
Good morning. Doing fine.
Always. And then, of course, the man that has made a home in Memphis for 26 years with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Every one of those, he has just about spent his lifetime as a wildlife officer in Shelby County, and that's our good friend Andy Tweed.
Good morning.
Andy, it's gone fast, hasn't it?
It has gone fast. It really has.
It's hard to believe we've been through an hour, and I appreciate Brian setting up this next guest because you folks know that this fella has I don't know if you know his real name. You know, I've had all these different guests from the Swamp People to the Gator guy, all the guys like that, and they never knew what the real name was. So I guess
the Gray Adventurer.
Yeah, Gray Bread Adventure. But when I say T-Bone, I think you know who this is, and that's Travis Turner. Good morning, hey Travis, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning, guys. Thank y'all for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you, and Brian. I know when you reached out, let's talk about how this association. How'd you get T-Bone here?
Well, you know first of all, we wanted to bring in a big name, something that everybody knows.
He's a big man.
He's a big man, but he's got a bigger name.
I didn't mean anything personal about that, T-Bone. Okay, anybody named T-Bone.
I was gonna say it, man. We're 2 minutes in, and we're already starting fat jokes.
No, I'm not either. No, anybody named T-Bone. It could be a prime rib, but
That's
anyway,
right.
All right.
But we wanted somebody with a big name that would make a big splash for this area and things that. And I've seen them at the Turkey Federation show. They've got a line of people all around them. So I knew when I saw them there last year, I said, that's who I need to bring in. So I started talking, trying to get in touch with them, and I was able to get in touch with T-Bone, and we're just so excited about bringing him in. They have done such a phenomenal job with that TV show.
Yes,
they were one of the first shows that I can remember watching that actually entertained you.
Yes.
It wasn't just going out and shooting a deer or a turkey, but they actually entertained you. It's a great production, and we're just excited to have him.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Of course, everybody says, well, how'd you get the nickname? I mean, let's get that out of the way right off the fact here. So tell me, how'd you get the...
Yeah, even being a redneck, that is not my Christian name. So, anyway, 5 minutes before we were going to start filming, way back in 99 or 2000 with Jeff Foxworthy, I was playing a character with Jeff Foxworthy on the Monster Bucks DVDs and VHS tapes way back then. We had to come up with a name. I was playing a hick character, and they said, we can't call you Travis. We need something a little more hickified. And I said, what about T-Bone? That's short and sweet, and you can memorize that. I said, let's go with that. And they said, oh yeah, that's a great name. So we started it right then, and when we was filming that, I thought, well, this will be my 15 minutes of fame, and I'll go back to working in my outdoor store and archery shop, and that'll be that. But anyway, it kind of took off. People really liked the comedy that we mixed in with the outdoors and the hunting style shows, and it's kind of just grown from there. So that's how the name T-Bone come about, is a sidekick character with Jeff Foxworthy back around 99 and 2000.
Amazing. So talk about your career. Man, I know I know you're an archery man. You had your archery store. Never in your wildest dreams, I'm assuming, growing up, if you ever have grown up. Some people say I hadn't grown up yet. But talk about where you are now and a little bit about where you come from.
Yeah, actually, real quick, I was born in Ohio, moved to Georgia when I was young, and, growing up, going through high school, I mean, I did good enough to get through grades-wise, but, like so many young people, I had graduated high school, and I'm like, didn't really know which direction I was going to go. I wasn't super smart about going to college, and I thought, well, I'll learn a trade, and I went to HVAC, heating and air conditioning school. I got me a 2-year degree in that, and I worked for Mercedes-Benz at the time down in Atlanta, and I was like, about the time I was graduating, I said, I just do not want to do this the rest of my life. And my dad and my uncles and such, they had told me, said, if you do something that you love, you'll never feel like you worked a day in your life. And I got to thinking about that. I loved hunting and I loved fishing, and right out of high school, I'd really gotten into competition archery. And I said, you know what? I said, while I'm still young and I don't have many responsibilities, no family, I was still living at home, no children. I said, you know what? I'm going to try doing something that I love. And if I fall flat on my face, I can always do HVAC. I can go back to doing Mercedes. So I'm going to try it. Why? There's not a lot of people dependent on me. So I quit my job and took about a $10,000 or $12,000 a year pay cut, went to work in an outdoor store, working on archery. And you know how if you're doing something that you love, you could work 80 hours a week and it doesn't even feel like you've worked at all. So
amen.
Yeah. I just didn't burn any bridges and just kept my nose to the grindstone. I still shot competitively through all those years, and every time a door or opportunity worked for me or opened for me, I always took advantage of it and made the best of it. And bringing you up to present day, I made some great connections with Jeff Foxworthy, the folks at Realtree, and then, of course, my friendship with Michael Waddell and Nick Munt. And we started Bone Collector in 2007, 2008. And we were thinking we've always had that humble approach to it, meaning like,
yes,
man, this is, prepare for the worst but hope for the best. And we figured, well, this will last 2 or 3 years, and then we'll move on and do something else. And, man, here we are 12 years in and still going strong. Thankful to all the fans, and we don't even like to call them fans, all of our extended family out there and all the outdoors folks.
Well, I know you're going to have a lot of your extended family at this event that Brian is can't wait for. And, again, we're talking to T-Bone himself, Travis Turner, and anybody that what's the name? What's your son's name?
That's you can kind of say that we're kind of obsessed with the outdoors when even my wife goes along, and our son's name is Archer. So I don't know how we came up with that name. So
I love it, man, because archery has meant so much to you. How old is he?
He's 13. He'll be 14 in September.
Wow. So he was just a little squirt back when this thing developed. So what can we look for up here in Memphis, T-Bone? What can the fans look for when you show up here? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I mean, I'm just a small part of it. I mean, just talking with Brian over the last few months, this expo is going to be, I mean, a humdinger. If you are into anything outdoors, fishing, hunting, boating, duck hunting, you name it, if it's anything to do with the outdoors, you owe it to yourself to come to this show. Going to be tons of exhibitors. We're just going to have a good time. I like to call it a redneck pep rally, a redneck celebration, a redneck family reunion. And, hunting season's right around the corner, so we're just going to celebrate all things outdoors. And, right there in the Memphis area is a nucleus for the country. So you got people that can come down to Iowa. It's not too far to drive.
Yeah.
Anywhere can be got to Memphis just about in a few hours. So I'm so excited to get right there and celebrate all outdoors. We're just going to have a big time for 3 days.
All right. Now, have you been to Memphis before?
Oh, yeah, man. They got the best jelly donuts.
He's talking about Gibson. I know he's got to be. Yeah, the jelly donut man. All right. We're getting ready for it right now. So
we'll have you a dozen.
Yeah, we'll get a dozen. And, Brian, so, I mean, with T-Bone, this kind of solidifies what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Trying to, and these guys are going to be available to the people to meet.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're not going to be behind some stage. You'll never get to shake their hands or anything.
And that's what's cool. That's what's so cool about Michael and Nick and T-Bone is they're out there to see. They're out there talking to the hunters and the guys and getting pictures and signing autographs. Very accessible, great guys, very humble. That's one of the reasons that we really sought out to bring in T-Bone. It's just for that very reason. They're such great guys.
Well, I don't know what you've got for his stipend here for eating and things along that line, but
we'll take care of it.
When he starts with donuts, we can work our way from there. Okay,
we can definitely do that.
I know that, and I know. Before we let you go, T-Bone, let's talk about what's ahead. What you got going now?
Actually, just doing summer projects here at the house. We got some hunting land, and then my little. I like to call it my little bitty ranch or whatever, but we're just trying to get summer projects done and doing prep work for the fall, and actually starting with the big expo there in Memphis next weekend. Actually, we're gonna after the 9th, 10th, and 11th, it's just some type of expo.
I saw that on your schedule.
Unlimited banquet. Yeah, we just got a lot of promotions and stuff all across the country that'll take us on into September, and then we'll start hunting quite a bit then. We got quite a few good trips, Kansas and Iowa. We got some good trips planned this year. Yeah.
Bless your heart. It's a tough life. Somebody's got to do it. That's a long way from Hogansville, Georgia. Well, thank you, buddy. We look forward to seeing you in Memphis. Do you want to give him any tips, Brian, before we let him go?
If he likes T-bones, we'll find him a T-bone.
Oh, good.
Hey.
Listen to him. He's ready. He's ready. Thank you, man. Yeah. We'll see you in Memphis here.
We appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all next weekend. Let's have a good time.
All right. Thank you. All right. T-Bone Turner. That is August 9th through the 11th, so be ready for it. So thank you, Brian, for stopping by. And next week we're going to talk to the Aspirin Buster himself.
Frank Addington. You're going to talk to him?
And we're going to talk to Frank next week and lead up to the show on the 9th through the 11th. And look forward to it, buddy.
We're so excited, and thank you guys for everything you guys have done for us.
I can't wait to be out there.
We are ready, and we're ready.
Okay. All right. Let's take a break. Come right back. The man is in the house. The man who's on the road. The man who has driver's license in 12 states, is in the show here. Ron Wong is here. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.